Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ma'am. In this video, I will present my answer from the final exam question of the ELT curriculum subject. Number 1. Summarize and explain what you have learned in the class, at least 5 topics. First, competency-based curriculum. Competency-based curriculum is a curriculum that emphasizes what learners are expected to do and not just focusing on what they are expected to know. The curriculum developed at the time was called competency-based curriculum, which focused on developing the ability to perform or competence tasks in line with certain predetermined performance standards. Second, three level of competence of competency-based curriculum. Technically, the CBC developed group into three level of competency. They are competence of graduates, which are competency that students should be on after they complete a certain level of education. General competency, which are competency that students should be on after they follow certain subject at certain level of education. And basic competence, which is essential competency that should be on student when they follow a particular subject at a particular time unit. Third, the grammar translation method. The grammar translation method is a traditional language teaching approach characterized by its emphasis on explicit grammar instruction and translation exercise. This method aims to teach students the grammatical rule and vocabulary of the target language mainly through translation, exercise, and memorization. The main goal is to enable students to read and understand literary text in the target language rather than to communicate orally. Fourth, the audiolingual method. The audiolingual method was a way to teaching a long time ago. It focused a lot on speaking and listening. In this method, students repeat sentence a lot and copied how the native speaker talk. Teacher use drill and pattern to help students remember the language. 5. Communicative language teaching or CLT. Approach priorities communication as the primary objective of language learning. In this methodology, students concentrate on acquiring language skills through practical social interaction, like engaging in conversation, making presentation, and participating in discussion. CLT underscore the importance of developing communicative competency, including listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Educators create enjoyable and authentic communicative scenarios to enable students to learn and apply the language in real-life situations. Question number 2. Choose the three of the question below and explain your answer. I choose point A, C, and F. Point A. Compare two curricula that have been applied in Indonesia since its independent day. Analyze the two curricula and identify similarities and differences between the two curricula. I choose the curriculum 2004 and curriculum 2006. Curriculum 2004 and curriculum 2006 have some similarity and differences. The similarity are, first, both curricula are competency oriented and emphasize the development of competency and ability in students. Second, both curricula refer to national standard in their development and implementation, ensuring a level of consistency across educational institutions. Third, both curricula focus on learning outcome as a key aspect of educational planning and assessment. Fourth, both curricula encourage a student-centered approach, shifting away from traditional teacher-centric methods. Students are seen as active subjects in their learning process. And fifth, both curricula promote the integration of subject or content to provide a more holistic and interconnected learning experience. The differences are, first, Curriculum 2004 was developed centrally by the Ministry of Education, while Curriculum 2006 was developed at the school level, thus delivering to national guidelines. Second, the Curriculum 2004 is explicitly linking to the shift in government structure from centralistic to decentralized. Curriculum 2006 is aligned with various national education regulations and standards. Third, Curriculum 2004 outlined three levels of competence: competence of graduate, general competency, and basic competence. Curriculum 2006 doesn't explicitly outline this level but focus on content standard and graduate competency standard. Fourth, the primary differences lies in the technical implementation. While both curricula share similar competency-oriented goals, Curriculum 2004 is more centrally driven and Curriculum 2006 involves the educational level of each unit, primary, the school. Fifth, Curriculum 2004 emphasized principles such as the ability to complete vocabulary, while Curriculum 2006 principles include being centered on learners' potential progress and needs and self-interest. SIG Curriculum 2004 has a specific structure based on learning objective, learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be, and include components like competence standard, basic competence, subject matter, and indicator of achievement. Curriculum 2006 has components like purpose of education school, structure and curriculum content, education calendar, syllabus, and learning implementation plan. Point C. Grammar transition and a duolingual method were applied in teaching English in Indonesia up to early 1980. How are these two methods different and similar from each other in terms of strategy teacher use in the classroom? Also add explanation in what situation they are useful. The grammar transition and the duolingual methods have some similarity and differences. The similarity are: first, they both focus on the form rather than the meaning of the language. They emphasize accuracy over fluency and correctness over creativity. Second, they both use a fixed syllabus and a predetermined sequence of materials. They follow a linear and systematic progression from simple to complex structure and from isolated to integrated skill. Third, they both rely on teacher-centered and teacher-controlled activity. They limit the student role and autonomy and discourage interaction and negotiation of meaning. The differences are: first, the grammar translation method focuses on writing, reading, pronunciation, and understanding of grammar rules, while the ideolingual method emphasizes speaking and listening skill. Second, the grammar translation method uses explanation, translation, and correction as the main technique, while the audiolingual method uses demonstration, repetition, and reinforcement as the main technique. What situation they are useful? Grammar translation method focus on translating grammar rules and sense between language and emphasize the structure of and the syntax of the language. This is useful for improving student understanding of reading comprehension and for teaching literature or academic context. Audiolingual method involve learning language through listening and speaking, often using dialogue and conversation, and emphasize the use of language in real life situation. Audiolingual methods are useful for teaching vocabulary, pronunciation, and for developing oral communication skill. Point F. Compare Curriculum 2006 and Curriculum 2013. Analyze the two curricula, identify similarities and differences between the two curricula, and explain why Curriculum 2006 was replaced by Curriculum 2013. The Curriculum 2006 and Curriculum 2013 have some similarity and differences. The similarity are: first, they both follow the same basis of Pancasila and 1945 Constitution as the foundation of national education. Second, they both adhere to the same national education standard that consists of 8 components: content standard, process standard, competence standard, graduate standard, educator and education, personal standard, facility and infrastructure standard, management standard, and financing standard. Third, they both aim to develop student competency in four domains: knowledge, skill, attitude, and value. The differences are: first, Curriculum 2006 was developed by the Ministry of National Education and implemented by each school based on their own context and need, while Curriculum 2013 was developed by a team of experts and implemented uniformly by all schools under the supervision of the Ministry of Education and Culture. Second, Curriculum 2006 was based on the principle of decentralization, autonomy, and diversity, while Curriculum 2013 was based on the principle of centralization, standardization, and integration. Third, Curriculum 2006 used the subject-based approach and divided the content into several subjects according to the level and field of study, while Curriculum 2013 used the thematic integrative approach and integrated of the content across different subjects according to the theme and grade. Fourth, Curriculum 2006 used to the teacher-centered and product-oriented pedagogy and emphasized the transmission of knowledge and skill from the teacher to the student, while Curriculum 2013 used the student-centered and process-oriented pedagogy and emphasized the construction of knowledge and skill by the student through inquiry and discovery. Fifth, Curriculum 2006 used the norm referenced and summative assessment and measured that student achievement based on the predetermined criteria and standard, while curriculum 2013 used the criterion referenced and formative assessment and measured the student progress based on their own improvement and potential. Curriculum 2006 was replaced by Curriculum 2013 because of several reasons, such as first, the need to reform the education system and improve the quality of learning outcomes, especially in terms of student character and identity, which are considered to be lacking in the previous curriculum. Second, the need to align the curriculum with the goal, trends, and demands such as the 21st century skill, the sustainable development goal, and ASEAN economic community. And third, the need to address the issue of and challenge faced by the implementation of curriculum 2006, such as the lack of consistency, coherence, and integration among the subject, the lack of relevance and applicability of the content of the real situation, the lack of the creativity and innovation in the pedagogy, and the lack of feedback and improvement in the assessment. And that's all for me. Thank you very much for your participation. Have a nice day. Good afternoon, everyone.